Alright, so this is like day 2 of our weekend, our 11th weekend.
Way too much to get started.
And he's going to work on cutting some more trees while I try and move these little trees here. Got one right here and one right in here. And I'm going to figure out where to move those because they need to be out of the way so we can move a camper in here or an RV, because 2 days isn't enough out of a week to build a bathroom. So we're going to be working on that, and I'll see you in a bit. So I just found out that this tree is actually part of the root system of this dead tree that fell over. And well, it's not really dead, but it's just that when it fell over, a bunch of new trees started growing out of it, and it's kind of becoming a problem. And this tree doesn't have its own independent root system, so the best I can do is just cut it out and see if it'll grow its own roots. But if it doesn't, then it'll die. I already digged a hole way over there, so I'm just going to move it over there after I separate it from this root system and see if it will survive. I doubt it will really survive. It'll probably die off, but it's still, might as well try to save a tree. After all this time, he still hasn't got that damn thing started, and trees are still sitting here not cut up. It sucks. That chainsaw sucks. But after I move this tree, I'm gonna try working on this tree. This one's a little bit bigger, but I believe it actually has its own independent root system. But if it just turns out to be another tree that is dependent on this tree, then it'll probably just end up dead, even if I do move it. But we'll see what happens. Take out the top ones. Yeah. I'm just like annoyed at this tree. Like, yeah, it's alive, but it's in the fucking way. And the foundation of it's freaking compromised. If it was standing up, okay, fine. But it's freaking in the way, just leaning over. It's like half dead, half alive. Anyway. Uh-huh. that branch? This one right here?
Tired.
Okay. Yep, that tree's just gonna have to go because it's a pain in the ass. And we got a bunch of other trees over here. This is another issue we're dealing with. We got fencing and shit and wired with the friggin'. Yeah, damn. Yep, that's taken care of, but there's still wire in the tree because the tree literally ate the wire. So good. Now that's taken care of. So we can continue getting rid of this tree. There's some more wire. Alright, so I just figured out that this here is what was feeding that little tree all the way out to here where I cut it. My dumb ass still tried planting it, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But literally, that's all that it took. This tree fell over and it sat so many years tipped over that one of the branches literally grew underground and kind of became a root for a little tree, and now I've moved that little tree, so just figured I'd show that. So we're prepping to get this huge branch down, just focusing on this tree mainly because it's the biggest problem, and we need to free that post so we can lock our gate. And so far it's starting to look like this tree has nothing to do with this tree, and it obviously is a different type of tree. Now it's like a little bush and it's got completely different leaves than what is on this tree. So hopefully I could at least maybe save this tree, this little bush or whatever it is. Yep, we're just gonna keep cutting this thing all the way back until it's like a stump. Even though there's these big fat trees growing out of it, it's just like, it's pointless the way it's growing and stuff. And who knows, in the future I might plant another tree, or another tree might grow there and we'll have some more shade again, because that was the only thing with this tree, is that it was providing shade, but it's still a problem. And then we got this post here, which I don't know what the point of this was. Maybe it was an old electrical pole that just got cut and moved somewhere else. It's a good seat
maybe we could keep it.
Maybe, but I mean, we gotta free our post.
Sure, I hate to take this down. It's a nice, shady place. Sucks.
Yeah, you can see there's all kinds of trees growing out of it. We got one right here, 2, 3, 4, looks like 5 and 6. Can you cut right, okay. Could you cut right, like right here? Or is that? Is that too? Yep.
get me my water?
Okay. All right.
Starting that up will be a friggin' green. I guess I should. So a little update. We just got
this tree cut down as far as we can cut it. This big log on it. And we got our post free, so we can reset that once we cut the barbed wire that's all over the ground. And apparently we confirmed that this fence, if you see these, that post right there, and then there's like a post right here, runs all the way to the front fence. So it's likely that they, like, this big area was fenced off so that they could keep horses or cattle or something on the property. But we need to get rid of that fence because it's in the way of our RV or camper space. We just made this big pile here, and this post we just cleared around it, and I don't know, it's kind of in the way. It's just really stupid.
It's going.
I guess we're gonna cut it.
You can put a traffic signal on it.
Yeah, reflector. Yeah, that's all that remains of that tree. And you can see that this thing was like half living, half dead. It's got rot in the center, because it actually could have probably become a hazard, because, stuff like that, you never know when it's just going to break or something. But we got it taken care of as much as we can for now, and we really don't need to cut all these trees right away. Just the only concern is running a new fence. We got our post free, but I don't know how I'm gonna run fence through here, but we'll see about that in the future. And there's some more rot, and most of the rot was actually on the limb that was hanging over our head. So that would have not been good if that gave way and collapsed on us. So it's good we got that out of the way. So we're getting close to having RV camper space, and also space for like a dump truck pull in here and get all this shit off the porch and in front of the house gone, so we have more space. And then also moving the shop, because I really don't want it there, it's in the way. And yeah, and then once we got that cleared, we can move these cars. Probably we can move these cars before we even move that shop, and we can get back there. Luckily there's not many trees back there, so that's just about weeds and stuff. Probably get a tractor and a shredder back there and just mow all that, as long as you don't hit this stupid fence. We'd have to take care of that first. And then if you see, there's a lot of wood back there piled up there, because there used to be trees that were there, and they all just literally fell over and broke into pieces, or maybe someone cut them down, who knows. But yeah, just a quick explanation before we kill this post is that we believe that at the time when they were using this driveway, they would drive to the left of this post, through there, past this old fallen down tree, but at the time that tree was actually standing up, and all the way over to where the marquee is. You can just barely see the white over there. That's the marquee, and it's in the perfect spot. The way it's facing everything, it just makes complete sense that it did a turn right around there and around the shop. And so we're gonna kill this post anyway, because it really should have been cut a long time ago, but they were just friggin' lazy. Also, another thing is that I think I'll have to check the tags again, but the last tags on it was about like 97 when that thing was parked. And this tree obviously fell after that marquee was parked, because there's a big tree branch from this tree fell across there, but somebody cut a pathway through that branch, and there's no way you can drive through that. The width is too small. It's time to execute this post. But anyway, that tree branch fell across the driveway after that marquee was parked, and the width is way too small for the marquee to go through that tree branch. And obviously somebody cut it so that at least they can walk through it. But they obviously had no intentions on using their driveway ever again. That's kind of the story of that. Still don't know why this post was here to begin with. Only thing I can think of is somehow electric company put a post in there. Yeah, we're just gonna take off. Oh, that's the end of that bush, that hoop. We just decided, well, you know, it's really not worth wasting our time trying to dig this up. Just let it go. Yeah, that would have been a really thick root to dig up anyway. A tough one. That's the end of that bush. That was in the way, and now it's no longer in the way, and we got plenty of other trees to deal with, so we can let a few go. We can let this problem go. We can let this problem that's in the way, and we already got that other one, and even got that post too. Get that out of the way. I mean, we got really clear space now. We could probably drive our own car in here.
What are we gonna do?
Yeah.
We gotta use it as a plow. Oh well.
Yeah, to kind of flatten things out.
We don't want to catch it on fire. Field, that is.
Yeah.
So with all that dry, whatever it is.
We're almost there. Eventually. But now we gotta get all this out of the way and show you next. So I'm not sure if the chainsaw made too much noise over what I was the last bit I was explaining, but there was a tree branch that was a part of this tree, fell across there, and somebody cut it so that they could walk through there, but the width is nowhere near the width of the marquee, so it makes no sense that the marquee would be driven through there. So it just seems like it was parked there before this tree fell, and then this tree fell there, and they didn't really bother to maintain their driveway, and they just let it rot, and that's why we have all this freaking mess to clean up, which we're getting through that. It's gonna be great. Yeah, just another update on this. The idea of this post is that obviously this post was soaked in creosote, which that is the stuff that they soak telephone poles with, electrical poles, whatever. It's just to preserve, you know, wood for whatever you're doing if you're going to make it a post. But anyway, so that just proves that this is some man-made post that was put in the ground. But it's out of the way. But I'm starting to think that this post was actually an electrical pole for that shop over there, because there's evidence in there that that shop has outlets, it has lights in there, it has a fridge in there, and I can't see how it would have connected to the house power, so I think that this actually was a separate service for that shop. But for some reason they decommissioned it. They just cut it, and I don't know, I guess they didn't need power in the shop anymore. Whatever, but I mean, that to me, I mean, it's just straight shot. I don't get why they would put a normal service pole like that for multiple locations right in here. It's pretty obvious that, like they did back there with that other pole, they just put it in here because it was supposed to serve power to that shop. And yeah, another thing is that maybe it didn't even have a, you know, it's got holes on it like something was mounted to it, maybe a meter base, but I don't know where the meter base would have went. But also another thing that could have happened is that there was never any meter base on it. It was just a support for an overhead line from there all the way to there. You know, you just don't know. But I haven't found any evidence of a meter base on the shop at all. But right now it's just a theory that most likely was what it's for. And to me, honestly, if I'm running a shop, I want a separate service. So it just makes complete sense that the house and the shop service was separate. But now it's out of the way, and I'm going to be moving this shop when I can, because I really don't need it there. And I'm not going to really have much of a use for it, other than maybe a second room, but you know, it's just not a good idea. You know, if I'm gonna have a shop, it's gonna be a metal building all the way out there to that corner. And I'm gonna be able to drive my cars through here, my truck, and my project cars on a trailer. They're gonna go all the way back there. That's what I plan on in the future. And another thing is that if you look at the other cars besides the Marquis, which obviously the Marquis was the last car to be parked back there, but if you look at the LTD, the Plymouth Duster, the Satellite, you know, they look like they all were driven back there and parked the way they were parked. Yep, so here's a more detailed look at the inside of the shop. And as you can see, you know, you got an outlet there, and you got a light right here, a light bar, and you got some kind of wires running through here all along the ceiling. There's some AC system, and oh, there's a wasp. And if you see that black box right there, that's a breaker. And so probably on the other side of that breaker was where the meter base was. Yeah, that's just a possibility. So if we look at the side, it also looks like there, you know, like there's a vent in the ceiling. Shit. There's just stupid wasp around my head. I found a breaker on the wall. Just to kind of see where that goes, or if that's just hung up on the wall for whatever. I don't know. I'm not really seeing any evidence of a meter base, so that breaker on the wall just might have been hung there. I don't know. I'll keep investigating it. Yeah, so we just spent the whole day clearing out this whole yard of trees and shit, and there's our pile over there, and there's our open gate. Alright, so this is probably the best view so far, overhead view of the property we've gotten. We're just standing on this old tree. Yeah? Alright, he's gonna...
Oh. Alright, this way.
Hold it right.
Alright, there's the driveway.
Better view. Yeah, get
There's
all
a
that.
tree.
Get over here. Get these trees too.
Oh, and there's a bunch of birds. I don't know what they are. And there's a hawk. And back to this view. Wind almost blew the phone out of my hand. I'm about to. I see where my footing is.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've got to kind of be careful.
Yeah, we don't want to have to go to the hospital.
Yeah, because like right there's the fence and some wires, barbed wire. Back to the car. Tom shop, trees blowing in the breeze, more trees, more ground, some more trees. back. Get a 360 view.
Yeah, there we go, we're done. Okay, so we decided to stay an extra day. And this is what we're dealing with. You see all that? That's sand out there. This is a sandstorm. It's hitting down hard, and it's gonna blow this place apart probably. Ooh. He's holding the door shut. Oh, we got tumbleweed. Look at that, tumbleweeds. It'd be a good thing we didn't leave. What's this? Crap.
Hello. Yes. All this